Hello, Internet. Welcome. This is Frank on the Lake. Welcome to the third episode of the Me Journal. So today we're going to be doing this or that. But I just want to say that I hope that everybody had a wonderful holiday and that 2023 holds many wonderful opportunities for you. My holiday didn't go too well for the kid. I've been dodging COVID bullets left and right. So the first one was I went and picked up my son right before Christmas, only to find out that my ex-wife tested positive for COVID a few days later. So him and I had to quarantine for a little while, and we tested negative, so we were okay. And so we did miss Christmas with family, but we were able to go and see my parents. We spent the day with them when we had Christmas there. A couple days after that, however, my father tested positive for COVID, and so we kind of had to prolong New Year's, and we just kind of didn't do too much for New Year's. And we did test negative again after that, which was great. We dodged bullet number 2, and then I went and picked up my fiance from the airport. Her and her daughter were in France over Christmas and New Year's. And I got them home, spent the afternoon with them, and I came back home, and she called me the next day only to find out that her and her daughter both tested positive for COVID and were showing symptoms and were pretty sick. And that was about 2 days ago. So right now, I feel fine. I have no symptoms. I'm doing okay. So that was bullet number 3. Hopefully dodged it, though. Don't know yet. Going to have to give it a couple more days before I can actually test. But as of right now, my ex-wife has recovered nicely. She's doing well. Both my parents both have COVID right now. My mom's doing worse than my dad, but they are actually doing okay. I just spoke to them. They're doing very well, and they're expected to have no other problems. My fiance and her daughter has it much worse than my fiance does, but they are also both doing pretty well. And hopefully we won't have any more problems. And hopefully this Frank guy will not get COVID, but we'll see what happens from there. I'm not holding my breath, third time's a charm, and we'll see what happens with that. If you could just, whoever's out there in internet land, send some positive vibes my way. Everybody could definitely use it in our great state of Michigan here. No doubt about it. But yeah, so that was my holiday. I hope your holiday went a little bit better than mine, and I hope that your 2023 is starting out to be a really good year. So here we go with the Me Journal. We're going to start out with a little bit of this or that. So let me see. This or that. Buttons or zippers? That's a tough one. I would have to say that if I'm going with like winter coats or some type of outdoor gear, I'm definitely going to have to go with zippers just because buttons don't seem to work very well for me when I'm doing outdoor gear. But if I had to pick one or the other, honestly, if I had to pick one or the other, I'm definitely going to go with buttons. I just like buttons. I like the way they feel. I haven't had too much luck with zippers. When zippers break, it's a pain in the butt. Buttons, at least I can sew that back on and I'm good to go. Let's see here. What else do we have? We have got, of course, my eyesight is horrible, especially in this light. Chess or checkers? That's easy. I am a chess player. I love chess. I'm not saying that I don't enjoy a good game of checkers from every now and then, but if I had to pick between the two, one game to play for like all of eternity, it certainly wouldn't be checkers. I definitely have to play chess. I love playing chess. I have a wonderful chess set myself, and I played a lot of chess when I was in college, and I really, really enjoyed it. So definitely chess for me. Diamonds or pearls? That's probably another easy one for me too. I definitely go with diamonds. I just like the way they look. I'm not a big fan of pearls. Now, granted, I definitely don't wear a lot of jewelry. So I know my fiance really enjoys diamonds. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go with diamonds on that one. Oh, let's see here. Own land or own a house? Ooh, that's a toughie. If I had to pick between the two, between owning land or owning a house, I'm going to have to say that I would probably like to own land. That would probably be much better for me. I'm an outdoorsy guy. Here on the lake, it's not really big here. The lot's not really big. I mean, I've got a great view and a great backyard. But if I had the opportunity to buy a big piece of land to live on, preferably that had water, river running through it would be great. But if I could have a lot bigger lot on the lake, I'd definitely take that. Let's see here. Ketchup or mustard? That's an easy one. I am definitely a mustard guy. I love spicy mustard, spicy brown mustard, especially on bratwurst or sausage. Don't get me wrong. I like mustard. Mustard on French fries, it's good. I prefer malt vinegar, but a mixture between malt vinegar and ketchup is also good. I know that there are a lot of people, especially people in my life, who are very anti-condiment. But I do. Kevin, for one, my son, can't stand condiments. Claudia, my fiance, definitely not a condiment person. But I am a mustard guy. I love mustard. I love my mustards. I have several different kinds of mustards in the fridge. Not that I put mustard on everything, but I definitely am a mustard person. I don't, not too big on ketchup. I really don't like ketchup in hamburgers or hot dogs or brats. I mean, basically the only thing I put ketchup on is probably French fries, maybe meatloaf. If it's not really good meatloaf, I'll put ketchup on it to kind of mask the not goodness of the meatloaf. But certainly a mustard guy. There's no doubt about that. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Let's see here. Bar soap or shower gel? Oh, that's definitely a pretty easy one for me too. I definitely like bar soap, and I am a big fan of buying local soaps. Now, don't get me wrong, my like standby is I got a big stack of Irish Spring in there. That's my standby. I'm pretty good with, if I have to get any soap, it's definitely the Irish Spring that I'm going to reach for. However, I do buy soap from a lot of local places here in Michigan. There's a lot of local soap people, especially in the thumb of Michigan, and up north in the Upper Peninsula. There's also, I was in Alaska recently, and there is a place called the Alaskan Soap Company, and they make terrific soap. They make a Manly Man soap, which I recommend. It's pretty good. It's not bad, pretty mild. But they make one that's called the Handyman soap that I really like. It smells terrific. It has some pumice in it, so it's not too bad. They also make something called a fisherman soap, which is okay, but it's got like a whole lot of pumice in it, and holy cow, it's like I might as well be washing my body with 80 grit sandpaper. It is super, super abrasive. And no, don't get me wrong, I imagine that if you're a fisherman, you probably need to get that smell off you, and I get it. That would be the soap for you. But since I am not a commercial fisherman, Handyman soap, probably my best bet on that one. Claudia, my fiance, did buy me this big bar of, I can't remember the name of it, of the soap, but it's a local soap maker down where she lives. And it's kind of like a bourbon smelling soap. It's actually really, really good, but the soap block is about the size of a brick. So it's like really difficult to hang on to do that. Now the shower gel, I tried it. Hey, nothing against it. It's not bad. You know, I just can't get used to it. I just can't get used to the lather, and it requires one of those loofah things, and nothing against loofahs. It's just not really, I'm a washcloth guy. It's just, I just don't do the loofah, and the bar soap works way better with the washcloth than the shower gel does. Okay, let's see here. What else we got? Bubble wrap or packing peanuts? I'm probably going to go with bubble wrap. Bubble wrap, it's easy. You can cut it to size. You can wrap things in it. And it's fun when you get it and you can just sit there and pop it. That's kind of fun too. Packing peanuts are great. It's just, they just make a mess and they collect a lot of static electricity. Now, somebody who, you know, doesn't have a lot of hair, I don't really have to worry about that. But, you know, they're really clingy, and especially if you have animals, they get all over, and sometimes the animals eat it. Bubble wrap, I think I'm definitely going to have to go with the bubble wrap. Let's see here. What do we got? Debit or credit? Holy crap. I would go neither way. I don't use debit, and I really try not to use credit at all. I am a cash guy. I like doing business with cash. I like buying things just with cash. I really am not a big fan of doing things with credit. And debit, it's great, but and it does come right out of your account, but it's really difficult for me to balance my checkbook. It's just something that doesn't really work for me. I mean, I like to use cash. I like to have stuff in my hand. I like to look at it and go, oh yeah, this is exactly how much I have and how much I can spend. And typically I can budget a lot better too, but the biggest problem I have with debit is that it's just more difficult for me to balance my checkbook. But if I'm going to have to pick the difference between the two, debit or credit, definitely going debit. Let's see here. Tap water or bottled water? Ooh, that's a good one. Depends on where you are. Here at Frank on the Lake, I have a direct well, and the water comes right out of the ground. And the water is not the best here. It's totally safe to drink. It's totally fine. But it is well water. It is direct well water, and it is definitely an acquired taste. I do buy bottled water on a regular basis just because it's just a lot easier for me. And a lot of people here are not very used to well water. Now, if you go to my parents' house or if you go to my fiance's house, they have city water, and that water, and it comes right out of the tap, but that water is outstanding. It's terrific. It is so good to drink and so good to shower with. My water here, it's well water. It's hard, has a little bit of a sulfury smell to it. It has a lot of minerals in it. So like I said, it takes a little while to get used to, but if I'm going to have to go between the two, as far as if we're talking about drinking water, I'm talking about going with bottled water for sure. Let's see, what else we got? Whistling or humming? Oh, I'm definitely a whistler. I like to whistle. Sometimes I do hum, but not very often. Whistling is kind of more of my forte, I'd say. I'm not bad at it. No, don't ask for a demonstration because I'm not going to do it right now. But I do like to whistle. Definitely not so much of a humming person. Just not that great at it, or not a big fan of it. Okay, let's see what else we got. Bright lights or soft lights? I'm going to have to go with soft lights on that one. I mean, bright lights are cool, and they definitely serve their purpose, but I am someone who, I don't turn on a lot of lights. And of course, yeah, now you can see my whole room's lit up right now, but that's just I'm doing a video. But in the morning when I get up, I literally like light a candle. I turn the TV on for light. I usually don't turn any lights on. And I do get dressed in the dark in the morning for work. And sometimes that does pose a problem because I can't really see what I'm putting on. And sometimes it does lead to an issue in my real job, but so far so good. I like it. I like the way I get up, and I like the way I keep my house lit, and I try not to have lights on in the house. So definitely soft light for me. No doubt about that one. Let me see here. Have a job in a large company or be your own boss? Well, considering the fact that I actually have never been my own boss, that certainly does have its appeal to me. I have worked for a couple large companies, and that's a mixed bag. I mean, it can be, depending on the company, it can be really good or it can be really bad. But I've never experienced being my own boss, and I think I might try that out. It's definitely something on my Tom Petty list, aka bucket list. For those of you who don't know, I would like to try that out. I would like to give that a shot at some point in my life. So I'm going to have to go with be your own boss. Okay, 1-story home or 2-story home? Ooh, that's a tricky one. I've lived in both. I would have to say that I'm going to go with a 1-story home just for the simple fact that having everything down on the same level is way, way easier. It's just having to go up and down stairs, especially when you're doing laundry or when you're putting things away or moving furniture around or other thing or anything like that. Anytime you're doing something where you're moving things on a regular basis, having to go up and down the stairs is a major pain in the ass. It really is. I've got nothing against 2-story homes. I've lived in both. I've even lived in a tri-level. And quite honestly, I personally don't have problems with the stairs. However, when you are moving things or you need to go up and down them on a regular basis, it does get kind of old. It does keep you in shape, though. It does get kind of old. So if I'm going to go with it, I'm going to go with definitely 1 level. I'm a big ranch fan. I like it. All right, let's see here. Bare walls or busy walls? Oh, that's an easy one. So I definitely am a busy wall type of guy. If I give you a tour of this place, which I will someday, you will see that there's probably not a bare space anywhere on this wall. There's not too many places left where you could actually hang something up or put something. There's either a big window there, or there's pictures or calendars or trinkets or all kinds of other stuff up. So yeah, I'm definitely a busy wall type of guy. Bare walls, I don't know. I've seen some people who just have that one single picture, that one lone picture on that one lone wall. And it looks cool. And yes, it doesn't look cluttered. And I'm not a big clutter guy either. I'm a very tidy person. It's just that, I don't know, you have the space. Why not use it? You could just do so much more with it. So yeah, busy wall, me, definitely busy walls. Okay, what else we got here? God, I can barely read this stuff. Let's see here. Wow, I can't even read half this stuff here. Math or spelling? Holy cow. Well, let me see. I am a firm believer in spell check. I really enjoy it. I'm not that great of a speller. I like to think I have a pretty decent vocabulary. Not that I, sit there and read the dictionary all the time or the thesaurus, but I am definitely not a very good speller. A good reader, yeah. Not so much of a good speller, though. Math, on the other hand, I had a really hard time with math in school. But I'll tell you, recently, in the last couple of years, I have gotten a much better understanding and handle of algebra. And I think it was because of not just the right teacher, but it was the right moment in my life where I was open to accepting that type of material. So if I had to choose between the two, I'm definitely going to go with math, I think. And the one thing I really do like about math is that it never changes. It's always the same. 2 plus 2 will always equal 4. It will never equal anything different. And that's what makes it actually kind of cool. So let's see what else we got here. Regular crust pizza or thin crust pizza? I've had both, and I definitely like my pizza. There's no doubt about it. I had it for lunch today, as a matter of fact. I'm going to have to go with regular crust. I mean, as a bona fide pizza connoisseur, I would have to say that regular crust pizza is way better than thin crust. I'm not a big fan of the crunchy crust of pizza. I like my crust really doughy, and I definitely like a flavored crust on it. I'm a big fan of square pizza, but like the thin crust, does it have its place? Sure it does, but I'm going to have to go with no. I'm definitely going to have to go with regular crust on that one. There's no doubt in my mind. Okay, so, electric razor or disposable razor? I've tried them both, and with a mug like mine, you know, I've got some pretty coarse hair, and it goes in a lot of different directions. I never grow a beard because I got like bald spots here and here, and it just doesn't look right with me. I did do a goatee for like a year or two, and it just made me look super old. I mean, it didn't make me look like any more dignified or tougher or collegiate. I guess, well, maybe if I put a pipe, I would have been, but regardless, electric razors just doesn't do it for me. I mean, I just don't feel like I'm getting that type of clean shave. So I do disposable razors, but I would have to recommend that you try, I use a razor I get from a shaving club, and it is a 5-blade disposable razor. And my good friend Scott asked me to, he got it for me for a birthday present a couple of years ago, and like the starter kit. And I was really skeptical at first. You know, I was you know, I'm a big guy all the way, and he's like, no, he goes, dude, I'm telling you, you got to try this out. And I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I literally, it sat in the drawer in my bathroom for like a year. And then I ran out of disposable razors one day, and I'm like, oh, I got this back up here. I'll give it a shot. And holy crap, what the hell was I thinking? I was missing out the whole time. I mean, it gives you such a good, clean shave. I have had zero problems with it. And when it only had like 2 razors in it. And when I ordered more online, it was super easy, super cheap. They deliver it right to your door. I am never going back to like drugstore, store-bought razors. This company's way, way, way better. So I'm definitely a razor man. Okay, let's see what else we got here. What do we got? Oh, blinds or curtains? You know what? I've had both. Some people swear by curtains, and there's nothing wrong with that. I do like blinds, though. I have a lot of blinds in my house. I don't think there's really any curtains in here at all, to tell you the truth. But I do like blinds. Curtains are great too, and the one thing I do like about curtains is that they do tend to block out the light a lot better. And if you live in an environment like where I do, like in the wintertime here, you know, the lake freezes, and for about 3 to 4 months out of the year, I'm sleeping 20 feet away from a giant block of ice. So it gets pretty chilly in this house. So curtains would probably help to keep the chill, especially out of the windows, out of the cracks of the windows and things like that. But curtains, I don't know. It just seems like they're big and heavy, and I've never been able to get used to them. Now, my fiance Claudia, she's definitely a curtain person. She loves her curtains, and that's great. And I'm sure when we move in together, my house will certainly consist of curtains. But I do like blinds. The one big complaint I have about blinds is that washing them is a major pain in the butt. But other than that, no, I'm definitely going with blinds. Oh, let's see here. Theme parks or fairs? Ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to have to go with fairs. I like fairs. We have the Michigan State Fair comes around here every year. And I really enjoy going to fairs. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy going. Theme parks are great. I've done like Universal Studios. I've done Cedar Point. I've done Six Flags. I've done a couple of other ones. And they're fun. And when I was younger, I would definitely say theme parks. However, now that I'm a little bit older, a little bit wiser, hopefully, definitely fairs. I'm going to have to go with fairs. However, Kevin dragged me to the state fair about 2 or 3 years ago, and I went on a bunch of rides with him that spin around and things like that. And I have definitely come to the conclusion that I am no longer capable of going on rides that spin around really fast like that. Just not something. Yeah, just not something that I can do anymore. I wish I could, but nah, I can't really do it. So if I'm going to go with things, it's definitely going to be fairs. Let's see here. What do we got here? Jell-O or pudding? Well, that's a no-brainer. I mean, now granted, there's always room for Jell-O, but I'm definitely a pudding guy. I would have to say that my favorite types of pudding, definitely chocolate pudding. Love chocolate pudding. And I love tapioca pudding. I'm weird, I know, but I do like tapioca. Jell-O, I can do it. It's not a bad thing. I personally like red Jell-O. And if you put like a little half and half, like cream in there, it's awesome. But like in my family when I was growing up, they always made these big layered Jell-O with cream in the middle of layers. They're all different colors, and just never could. Just wasn't me. I just couldn't eat something like that. I just couldn't do it. So yeah, I'm a pudding person all the way. No doubt about that. Let's see here. Patient or impatient? Am I patient or impatient? I would say that I'm a fairly patient type of guy. I work for the school system, and you have to be incredibly patient. I deal with students, usually special needs students, from all ages, from preschool all the way up to 26 years old. And some people say that I have more patience in my little finger than most people do in their entire bodies. Yeah, I do. I try to be as patient as I can be. Now, there are, things that I do get impatient with from time to time. I am only human after all. But for the most part, yeah, I am definitely patient. Let's see. Bracelet or necklaces? Ooh, that's a good one, too. Well, I'm not really big a jewelry type of guy, but I will tell you though, that I had to pick between the two, I would probably go with necklaces. I have worn necklaces in the past, especially when I was growing up, especially when I was in college. Not so much now. I don't really do jewelry too much. Not that I don't have any. It's just that it's just not something that I wear on a regular basis. Now, if you do see me wearing jewelry, there'll probably be a ring, maybe a necklace sometimes, but I don't even wear a watch. I mean, it's just not something just not something I care to decorate myself with. I mean, they're pretty good looking myself, so I don't really need all those decorations, which is not really true. It's a lot of ego for me, but yeah, but if I'm going to have to go with one thing or another, I'm definitely going to have to go with necklaces on that one. Ooh, this is a good one. Blanket or comforter? That's a toughie. I like both. I have to say though, I do like comforters. When I like in my bedroom, I certainly have a comforter, and I love it. It's great, especially when it gets cold. And in the state of Michigan, you get pretty chilly around here, especially when you're surrounded by water all the time. Now, there's nothing wrong with blankets. I have several blankets in here, and I know that my son Kevin loves blankets, and my fiance Claudia loves blankets. I personally don't really use a blanket very often, but definitely comforter. I mean, I do like my comforters. There's no doubt about that. I really do. So, all right. Well, you know what? That is the end of this part of This and That on the Me Journal. If you like what you see, please go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel. And you know what? If you have a topic or something you would want me to comment on or talk about, or we can even get Kevin involved in on it, and so you get the teenage version, then you get the old man version of, you know, whatever the topic is, please leave it in the comments and I'll take a look at it. And hey, you know what? Maybe we'll answer your question. But anyway, this is Frank on the Lake, wishing everybody a wonderful start to 2023. I'm that Frank guy. Out there's the lake. We'll see you out there.